Welcome back to Hearthstone 4. Today I'm going to play perhaps my favorite country. The next major I'm going to play, United Kingdom. United Kingdom might be my favorite country basically because they have the Commonwealth, so in 1936 they probably are the most powerful country in the world, but not really, for reasons. But they have tons of stuff all over the world. They have tons of strategic resources. They have tons of strategic points that they need to control, like Gibraltar. Malta's pretty important. Suez, of course, is extremely important. Then you got the Raj. You got the most valuable state in the entire world, which is Singapore. Resources with damn near like 60% of the world's rubber right here, plus crazy amount of tungsten, plus one of the greatest choke points in the world in terms of naval convoy raiding choke points, which is Malacca Strait. And then you got some buddies, South America, tons of resources in Africa. So I love playing it. You can play it in a lot of ways. The way I'm going to play it is honestly going to be just about the most boring way you can play the United Kingdom, which is just defend France. Like, France doesn't fall, Germany can't snowball. Like, they take Poland, they take Czechoslovakia, they take Austria, but if they can't take France, they can't threaten the UK, they're definitely not going to take out the USSR and they just collapse. So let's go standard research. UK gets some extra stuff. They get electronic engineering, radio. They have a little bit of free naval stuff, but honestly, I think Germany might have slightly more. So yeah, priority, research, then industry, construction, efficiency cap. And with your fort slot, you can do whatever you want. My preference is armored train, because you want to get armored trains out. Alright, construction. I think Greater London area is literally the only state with 100% infrastructure, so even though you're on civilian economy and everything is slow, you can build infrastructure at max speed. Like, it doesn't get accelerated. I still think it's worth just dumping all the civ factories. Like, you can't upgrade your infrastructure here. It's going to be as fast as it can get unless you go from civilian economy to whatever. It's a waste to do just early mode because unlike your conscription, it isn't granular where it's 150. If you go 2 levels, it's 300. If you go 1 level, you go from 150 to 150 here, so it'll be 300 total no matter what. It isn't like that. It should be, or it should be like slightly more expensive. Like, this is, I don't know, 100 pp, and then this next one will be 150 pp if you want to do it 2 in a row, like 2 at once. But anyway, construction, got a bunch of civs. So doing infrastructure, you want to prioritize what has the most building slots, 5 out of 10, and then resources secondarily. So Yorkshire, Lancashire. It's probably not going to matter too much because you're not going to get that much military factories to use up that steel, but that's the most efficient way to do the infrastructure for now. I don't know why you're making armored cars for in the beginning, whatever. Tank, not particularly useful. Just do support equipment. Tons of... too much support. since you're Great Britain and you have the man-pull power of the Raj, Burma, and the rest of the Commonwealth, you definitely need tons of guns. The way to, on normal, it's not particularly difficult to just put enough meat on this wall and defend France. You might be able to defend some of the Benelux, but maybe not. So, tons of military, infantry equipment. You might not even have to construct truck for a while, but you already have one line, so it's like full efficiency, so it's fine to keep it. Finish all the ships. Just do this. Make sure it goes automatically to the next line, and they're all set to 1, so it just does 1. Finishes up that line. Some of them are like 95%. You got a couple airplanes in the bottom, which you don't really need. You'll need airplanes, but those ones are particularly crap. So you got missing. You will need carrier stuff eventually, but don't worry about that for now. Focus, probably industry. You can do some stability, like you might want the stability first, but yeah, industry first. Prioritize industry and then research slot once you can get to it. And got 36 divisions. Like, most of them have almost nothing. You could literally just delete. Some people delete and then use the market to sell all the equipment. I'm not going to do that. But I will check what my division templates are. This is a pretty good generic defensive template, so I don't have a problem with just setting everyone to generic infantry. In this strat, you're just holding, so it doesn't matter too much. You just want a very efficient, very cheap defensive unit. Got a scientist for your naval engineering facility. Alright. So unfortunately, the United Kingdom has a ton of Air Force, a ton of Navy. This is the Air Force view. This is probably the easiest way to just select everything. You hold shift and then you just collect everything. I'm avoiding the ones with the carriers. You see like a carrier symbol. You just leave them on the carriers. But all these ones are just out and about in an airport somewhere. You select them all. 21 different wings selected. I'm just gonna actually I'll just move them to London, whatever. Just leave that how it is. Now this is the strategic navy map mode. You also can see your own navy in the top right corner here. An easy way to just consolidate them is shift click them all. Reassign fleets to reserve fleet, which is just like a common pool, and then you just select one, move into London, and then they'll start moving. And I think that is it. Yeah, construction's up. Yeah, I can just go 5-speed for a while. Alright, I see all the oil is being used because they're moving here, so I'll just wait until they're consolidated. One thing with the UK you need to watch is your fuel. You want to use up your fuel before it gets full up. Usually it's just training Air Force or your Navy. Ethiopia, yeah, yeah, government exile for Ethiopia, yes. Sure. Unfortunately for UK, almost all of them, they have a few 35-day ones, 35-day focuses, but almost all of them are 70 days. Real militarized Rhineland, whatever. Back the Turks for 5 whole Navy XP. Alright, can't do Shadow Scheme yet because of Will Tension. I'll just let it wait. I'll let it tick. You can do steady as she goes for stability tick, or reinforce empire for 10 stability. The 10 stability up front is probably best. Alright, thing to watch for is 135 political power. I don't know what gives me, like, you saw it jump, I think it was like 25, something added like 25 PP. Was it someone escalating the naval tree? I have some pop-ups disabled because it's just annoying. Minor pop-ups, news pop-ups, they're just like flavor stuff. You can keep them enabled. I disabled them, and I guess I just forgot about that. Event pop-ups are actually relevant stuff. So something gave me extra political power. The first thing I'm going to get is Silent Workhorse, is 135, because you have Stanley Baldwin, which gives a advisor cost a reduction. So you want the PP, it'll pay for itself in the long term. And we finished all the infrastructure in Yorkshire. I guess we'll just start and just have these two on the top two building civs very slowly at 30 days till full fuel, so might as well consolidate. You just do this, use up any of your fuel with some sort of training with the Navy or the Air Force. Shift click naval exercises, or shift click pilot exercises, and they'll stop. It doesn't really matter that much with the Navy. You're just basically converting fuel into Navy XP. Also, it helps train your actual ships too. Alright, stability up. Still can't do Shadow Scheme, that's the high priority one, so Says She Goes gets you a weekly stability bonus. Armored Train. So I like Armored Train basically because it's very hard to kill. So it'll save you factories in the long term just by how few you actually lose compared to normal trains. Alright, let's so I have 36 divisions. I switched them all to infantry. If you see these green clover units, that means that they're basically less than normally trained, and it's so early that you can just delete the ones that are green. They're basically suboptimal, and to get the equipment back, just delete those units, select those units, 12 different units. Delete them. Start training some, just replace at least 10, it's fine. Use some of your own manpower, but eventually it'll be draining British Raj's manpower for just infantry. For a meat wall, basically. So I usually do dispersed industry, but because you're in the Commonwealth, you get research bonuses, and your Commonwealth AI will only do concentrated industry. So you basically get a bonus to industry, concentrated industry, and you give a bonus to them for concentrated industry, which they will only research. So UK probably do concentrated industry, that's fine. And you have radiority because UK for 1936. So you're probably doing artillery, infantry. I'll do infantry. I'm pretty sure Enfield has a special. Yeah, this is like a special trait that Enfield has. Reliability, attack, piercing, which is pretty good. So I'll work on that first. Alright, almost out of fuel, so yeah, just abdicate, dude. Just give me stability. Don't care about that. With alt history, you can do some weird things with UK, but I don't care about that. Alright, something you'll always have to remember to do. For some reason, they set the amount of dockyards you can put to repair really low. I'm just putting max. Like, that should be the highest priority. Everything for repairing, especially in a war. Alright, getting close to 150 political power, so I gotta spend something else. Can't do Shadow Scheme yet, so you'll have to do this, or you probably should do this home defense, because later you can just skip to partial mob, because I know I'm gonna get Neville Chamberlain. I'm not gonna bother trying to immobilize right now. So you might want to do that, but you also want 7% research speed, which is really good. Especially for the UK, because you need to research everything. Like, some countries can just not do anything Navy, but yeah, UK has to. I can get War Industrialist, but it's too early for that. Probably spend 150 on Industrial Concern for 15% industrial research speed. Got 1936. Already started the infantry, so I'm going to do Star Artillery. You might consider doing anti-air, but considering that UK is really good at producing fighters, or planes in general, but fighters, you probably don't need it. Anti-air for land units is generally for situations that you just don't have the ability to produce lots of fighters for superiority. Alright, I got 100 more PP, getting tons of it. So, the Allies, US, UK, and I believe France have these options where you can give refuge to German and Italian scientists. It increases your research speed, but also decreases stability. 100 stability, so might as well just spend. And it'll tick back up. UK is a pretty stable country at war, so you don't really have to worry about it. You can go for the 7% research speed, but I want to go straight to the research slot. When you have 4 slots and you get an extra slot, that's 25% increase. So yeah, it's like the highest priority national focus. 1936, probably start working on some support things. I like maintenance company. It's probably the best first company to get, or support company to get, because it helps you snowball in terms of your equipment. You don't have to constantly like keep up as much when your reliability is really high. It also gives you like equipment capture bonus. So I got a military factory somehow, probably from Malaya. Yeah, I probably should work on some support equipment. Alright, fuel's getting almost to max. I'll actually do the planes this time, just merged. There's like an arrow up thing button that you can merge all the air wings. I'm just gonna do that and then train them up. Uses a bit of fuel, probably won't be enough. Yeah, I'll still have to You get this choice to basically support Portugal. Basically gives you a free civilian factory. Like, there's almost no reason to just not click that for the extra civilian factory. Still need to train with the Navy to use up fuel. So I want to get this Sten submachine guns upgrade, so I have to just only get one of these. Soft attack reliability or defense. Gonna be defensive, so I'm gonna get that first. Logistics company, it's useful, but I probably won't need it in France. Like, these high infrastructure plays, so it's a pretty low priority, honestly. Yeah, Bulgaria or whatever. I don't think that choice actually matters in the long term. Some of these things just like, okay, whatever. You just click them and it won't really affect historical that much. Yeah, Bulgaria stuff. You just click the top button. I think that's historical one. I want to start getting army XP, so I'm gonna be super turtley. So defense, shadow scheme done. Got free dockyards. I got a bunch of naval XP, so I'm going to design a decent destroyer. So 1936. Here's one that's already made. That's all right. I think that's actually anti-air good. This is about as good as you'll get. You can put 2 depth charges at whatever. And I prefer this one, this Mayo. You can click this to auto upgrade so you don't have to constantly mess with it, but you will have to shift production lines later, so whatever. The Mayo system really adds a lot of additional tedium. I guess that is the game, is additional tedium. Almost out of fuel. Yeah, going straight for the research slot. Yeah, I'll drain it. Go repair. Concentrated industry, so I got more construction slots. Just gonna keep pumping the civilian factories. Don't care about the infrastructure, really. So you can click this and it auto applies the XP to everything that it can apply to. The anti-air battery hit chance. But I'm gonna do just okay, not auto apply. Unfortunately, to apply it to just one, you gotta go into here, look at the variant, click the button, click new design, now it's applied. But I have a little bit, I can just transfer it, but it wastes just that little bit and I don't want to. This is none, so I can just click it and switch it. Just pump out a bunch of destroyers to be anti-submarine. Alright, 1936. What do I want to research? So I got naval XP to use on research. I might want to use it on something like depth charge thrower, active sonar, but it doesn't use XP. I could also do damage control. I don't know if it actually prevents or reduces damage while training, but I might actually want to do that first just in case it does. It's implied, the way it's worded implies it's only for combat damage, but I don't know actually. Yeah, so UK, you're gonna have to do a lot of naval stuff. I almost prefer like 3% defense for artillery is almost worthless, but if you're turtling, still breakthrough. Special projects. For the Navy, you probably want to wait for 2, for either underway replenishment, for supply, or prox views, wherever I can find it. It's already at the bottom. You need to get improved radio. Prox views increases your anti-air significantly, so it's like the most valuable ones. Got 100 PP. Do I want to do anything? Yeah, I get the Italian scientist. Because you have so much to research, because you need to do land, navy, and air. All of them decently well. Yeah, you want to stack up your research. So I need Army XP basically to create a template. So you can look at the recruit production, recruit, and then you can see here, you can go to your subjects, British Raj. This is a template they have. I just want body, so copy that. So it's now a template that you have in yours. And now you can edit it, and you can train. So you'll need some of your manpower, but it drains mostly your puppet's manpower, in this case the Raj's. Because it's almost purely defensive. Engineer company, put some support artillery. Got to change the name. India infantry, sure. 20 Army XP. Now I'll finish all these up, and then I'll start just pumping out all the Indian divisions. They have to be deployed in the Raj. There's a port that's basically the closest way, so I can just send them over to France. Alright, finally, 5th research slot. So I'm getting this. This is like one of the best Mayo upgrades you can get for one click. Alright, 1937. I just finished a focus that gives me industry buffs, and the most effective use of the boost is to do either synthetic oil or fuel refining instead of these, because these are 140, so it basically halves it. So the effect of the boost is greater on the more expensive research. So I'm going to do fuel refining first. It also will give me more naval XP while I wait for the war to start. So Denmark offers a trade proposal. I don't see the advantage of this because it increases your consumer goods factor by 10% and it just cancels, so yeah, it's not useful, and Denmark will get invaded and then just transfer as protectorate, so it's just not something that actually helps. Naval Mayo. I think this is a special one. See this like gold border on the Mayo skill tree? I'm pretty sure that means it's a special one just for the UK. Like some countries have just special ones that are just unique like that. So this applies to everything that this Mayo affects, which is pretty good. I didn't do it automatically, so now I have to go here, go to destroyer, blah blah blah. Unfortunate. And then set these to 1 just so that they finish up. So I got one more boost. I want to do these because they're the best things you can do in 1937, but I want to use the boost. Synthetic oils. It probably will not matter for this if France holds. Like, I'll hold Singapore, probably be able to hold most of the Dutch East Indies too. Like, if you try to. If Germany fails to invade France, like, you're gonna have so much stuff to defend stuff against Japan. So I got 100-ish PP. What do I do with that? Maybe work on air XP. Air accidents chance. Night operations penalty. Night operations penalty is probably the most beneficial one in general. So if you only want to select one and not switch, this one gives you 10% air XP. So you could get this first and then build up and then switch later just for the bonus. But you probably won't even need to do that. Alright, 5th research slot. Still need to finish the industrial stuff. Because you're in the Commonwealth, you get research bonus when other countries in your block research something already. Which is nice. Alright, now this gives you 6, like just 6 factories, military factories for 70 days. One of the most efficient focuses like in the game, period. Just 6 free factories. So I'm working on just destroyers, so I want to look for things that affect destroyers. This is speed. Speed's good for destroyers. And again, I gotta set these to 1 if they're already being constructed. Go to destroyer, apply it. Like, I'm doing this manually because I don't want to spend more than 5. But it's unfortunately tedious. Navy does need a rework in general. Like, I don't know what to do with Navy. Finish concentrated 2. Yeah, 6 days until fuel oil is full, so merge, train some more. Yeah, check my planes. Alright. It's getting enough PP to do something with it. I could early mode, but I'm gonna get Neville, and that makes it a pain in the ass to do that. I might actually get Naval XP guide. Naval maneuver, just generic naval speed is really good, so yeah, I'll get that. This is on normal, and I'm getting a lot more political power than I remember. I usually play things on more difficult. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can do some really silly stuff with just really difficult settings. Like, it's tough to get the AI to do things super efficiently. Alright, need to get some more fuel. Let's see, got 6 more factories. Just want to make sure I'm balanced. Yeah, basically just need more infantry. I need tons of bodies here. So got a truck mile upgrade, I guess reliability. Doesn't matter too much. So now you got the high priority ones over here, the research slot, and then military factories. You probably want 7% reach or slot, sure. Yeah, Neville's here, so you got no war support. So since it's on historical and you know exactly, like to the day, not literally, it's a slightly variable, but you know basically when the war is coming, you can just chill. I'm gonna still build up, but you can't place anything for a while, so don't worry about that. 1937. I don't need tanks or anything. It's being super defensive. I think focusing on Navy for a while. Like if you concentrate your Navy in Europe, Germany and Italy really can't do anything about it. Even together, they can't even contest British naval power. So yeah, looking for things to use naval XP on. Depth charger, sure. And the benefit of focusing on the Navy is that all these researches gives you Mayo skill points, so the new ships you produce get better and better qualitatively. You already have quantitative advantage, but then you got compounding qualitative advantages too, as the UK. So I'm going to work on carriers next, so you might want to do this. This doesn't require XP anyway, so I'm going to do sonar. Getting 150 PP. Do I actually want to do anything with it? I might want to raise volunteer to limited conscription. Like, I don't have too much to spend. Honestly, I'm just searching for random things to spend on. I could save some, so hopefully with 25% world tension, I can just hit radio propaganda, do one, do home defense, get 5% war support, so you get over 25, and then you hit partial mob, and then you start militarizing properly. So I'll just save PP, I don't need to spend on anything. Greece wants stuff. You might actually want to consider doing this because you potentially could hold Greece too. Like, Greece is a really good place to hold because it's just all hills and mountains. Hills, mountains, a few rivers. It's a very defensive place. But no, sorry. I don't really like investing in Greece anyway. It's not necessary. I don't think they even get enough benefit from it. Embargo Austria. Alright, home defense for the 5, war support, and maybe, just maybe, world tension will be high enough. I don't think it will be though, actually. So I got depth charger 2. Want new destroyers for those. You can refit. I don't like refitting. Like, you can change the model of your ships and then actually refit them, but that feels like a waste. I've done like entire refits of like United States fleets, and it feels like a waste every time I do that. So I would suggest just finishing up the old one and then making a new one and not bothering with refits. Maybe you get a different experience than me, but it doesn't feel worth it to me anytime. And I try it lots of times. It's like, oh, maybe this time, you know, but no. So still working on destroyers, anti-air, yes. I just switched to destroyers, so now I still have to go back. This is the problem with Mayos, is if I did that before, I wouldn't have to double up on this, but Yeah, I switch something and then have to go into the production line, replace it. Alright, so more Navy stuff. Yeah, I might do cruisers next. Airplane catapult's pretty good. It's surface detection, like, it's really good. It's good for sub detection too, so it's like cruisers for generic spotting, and it helps sub detection, it helps everything, so catapults. Oh, I didn't use a Mayo. Crap. Can I switch it? No, let's just try switching. Okay. I don't know if this even works. Okay, there we go. I didn't apply a Mayo. So you can research without a Mayo, but you get a research bonus, you see 10%. Costs a little PP per day, but I'm getting plenty, so whatever. And then you get funds, which is essentially points for skill ups for your Mayo. I call it MIO because that's the acronym for Military Industrial Organization, by the way. But yeah. Apply that. Yeah, okay, it has MIO applied. Concentrated Industry 2. Make sure to pump up these. Want as many civilian factories as possible before I start actually rearming. Alright, focus on Navy stuff still. Yeah, 20% just blanket torpedo attack is a pretty good technology. 21 days to fuel's full. So let's just get some more Navy XP. Unfortunately, this is the game for UK. It's just like constantly spending your fuel and spending your Navy XP. That's like the entire game. 1937. Yeah, I try to avoid doing anything ahead of time. I know some people really like that, but it's not going to be necessary. Yeah, now I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel, which are these, which is just a flat 5% damage to certain ships. So they're really cheap, though. I'm pretty sure they're fairly neglected. Most people don't like Navy. I'm getting the idea, which is why they have such a low priority for it. Like, they just spend so little resources doing anything with it. Do I need... yeah. Reliability is really good to get in the beginning, like I said. If you get high reliability, you lose less, so it becomes easier for your equipment to snowball, so you can focus on having higher quality. And I'm grasping at things to research. I'm somewhat tempted to buy a little oil. Nah, it's not necessary. Yes, the entire point of this game was to defend France, so... Alright, 22 war support, still need a little more. General rearmament would give me a few civs. I'll do that first. Alternately, I could do preparative inevitable for military factory construction speed. Also 5% factory output generally is good, but general armament is better first, in my opinion. Destroyer production output, sure. I might actually do, yeah, I'll raise to limited conscription. I got plenty of PP anyway, and I'll have to do it sooner or later. My dog's going crazy out there. I might actually... No... I was thinking about starting to train them. I'll just consolidate them here. Makes it easier to deploy later. See, 1937. Just finish up these. You, at this point, when you have very little to upgrade, you probably want to do something like construction. You will need to do that eventually, so because so many 4 countries have already researched this, so you get this on the super cheap. Like if you've just neglected a certain side of your research trees, being in the Commonwealth helps a lot. You can just... Alright, my dog was going crazy, so I had to deal with that, and then I stopped for the day, so I have to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Out of fuel, so gotta stop training with my Navy. 1937. Yeah, I'm already scraping the bottom barrel of things to do in 1937, so it's probably just excavation. You're gonna need it eventually anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we got plenty of time before anything. I was thinking it's closer to the end of 38, but yeah, just... This is all you do, basically, until basically the beginning of 39. Then you start staging your stuff. Yeah, since they got a little bit more XP. You need 50 XP to get the boost for any of this naval stuff, so yeah, if you got it, you might as well use it. You can use it for doctrines, but it's not a huge deal. Yeah, fire control methods, plus light attack, heavy attack. A lot of these Navy boosts are literally just random passives. Like, just slightly increased buff. Alright. I could do tank, so when you are ready to go on the offensive, you can do 1 or 2 things, or both, I suppose, is work on tank, or keep artillery, infantry, and then you just go down the middle here for artillery. And then you focus on CAS, which is close air support. If you want, like, you'll need air supremacy, which requires fighters. You'll want tank guns, anti-tank, because you get anti-tank cannon for 1 and 2. But I can't do that. I could work on MP, because you're Britain, you're garrisoning 200,000 men are garrisoning, so you probably want MP. It's important for France, UK, Germany. That's about it. Let's see, is there anything I actually can use? I'm waiting for 25 war support. The second I get 25 war support, I'm gonna get partial mob. I can get early mobilization, but you know, there's no point in getting that and then having to get the 150 points again for partial mob. So you know, just something will happen. It'll probably be Anschluss, and then I can start mobilizing, and then it'll probably be like almost all military factories. So finished general rearmament, so I got more factories. But yeah, you're getting at the point where you have very little to do. You can work on naval rearmament, which gives you 3 naval dockyards. It just isn't that much, honestly, for UK. You can work towards air production group, which is very useful. 10% production cost reduction for fighters and carrier fighters. And yeah, you definitely need air superiority in general. BSA company reduces infantry equipment costs, so as UK you can produce a shit ton of infantry. And since you have manpower, you have the barrage, you have Burma, but I'm going to instead go for Prepare for the Inevitable, which increases military factory construction speed. So once I start mobilizing, I can just go rapid. How much am I producing? I'm producing enough that I can probably just dump out 20, just drain India's manpower, honestly. And what do I got? Just need slightly more infantry. And reliability. Reliability is really good in the beginning, and then it starts getting less and less effective. So you want it to be one of the first bonuses you get. Finally, 1938. Still no 25%. Let's see, am I still working on destroyers? You see, those are obsolete too. So what boost can I get for destroyer? Nothing. Literally nothing. Alright, so I'll start preparing for when I focus. Actually, I might want to do cruisers now. Destroyers are good against Germany because they're going to be massively submarines. Cruisers are really good just as a generalist. So you see, I guess they don't have it in here, but you can see in early cruisers there's like a blue dot. There's like a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser, and basically you want light cruisers. You want mass amounts of holes out in the field. Aircraft gives you sub-detection decently. It's not like, let's see what sonar does. This is level 1 sonar, which is 8 sub-detection. Level 2 is 12. That's pretty good. Can I get radar? I don't think radar is that great for generic. I might want radar, like a few radar. I can switch back, so it's fine. I think I have level 2 torpedo launchers, so you can upgrade the armor, sure. And that looks good for now. You might want one. Where is it? Depth charge? Can I not? Actually, I'm gonna remove this. Like, it's odd because only certain things can be in certain slots, and I forget which ones. Alright, so yeah, I'm getting... This is an airplane launcher, which is basically just a scout thing. Surface detection, sub-detection, and it got 1 depth charge, so destroyers and light cruisers can have depth charge. You could have a sonar and the depth charge on cruisers, just as for a generalist, but I don't even have enough naval XP for this thing. I think you can save it. You can save the file, like you can save templates, and I don't do that very often, but I should start doing that. But I can just keep this up here. I'll get the Navy stuff in a second. But since I can't actually make that cruiser, I'll put a couple destroyers just to use up the dockyards. Alright, 1938, highest priority is computing machine for increased research speed. And I'm just gotta save 150 PP so I can get partial mob immediately. So it's literally just watching for that. Can I build any more civs in any 100% infrastructure places? Yes. I'll just push that to the top. Alright, I can make the... I got the naval XP 33 and I need 31, so I'll save that template, set these to 1 each so that it is complete, and then start doing cruisers. This is probably the start of the time you might want to shift to airplanes. Like, I got tons of stuff. I might actually need to decrease the amount of artillery. It's only 2 factories, don't even matter. Maybe support, because I literally don't need anything other than this template, like engineer company, because I'm super defensive. I might actually want to put more infantry on here, but I need more infantry equipment just to train the divisions I got in the field. 20 in India being trained right now, simultaneously. Alright, I could do something with 100 PP, but it's not really necessary. What here? Because I'm playing on normal, I might actually... No, I'll save the PP, never mind. Alright, so once you get computing machine in 1998, next priority is probably infantry equipment, being defensive. You might want to do off... Oh, they're the same. Yeah, in 1938, the infantry... This is the defensive one, this is the offensive one, and they take the same amount of time, but for 1940, the defensive one is slightly cheaper. So you might want to do the offensive one first. Still waiting on war support. Almost full fuel, so dump the fuel. I'll finally put an admiral. So for naval upgrades, in the Pacific, you might want air controller, or you might want to save a slot for air controller, and because carriers are super important. For Great Britain, maybe visibility minus. Retreat chance is stupid. You could do destroyer leader, which is pretty good since you're massively destroyer dependent, because Germany is going to be submarine dependent. Lancer, like everything has torpedoes, so you might want to be more offensive. Carriers don't have torpedoes, obviously, but like you're almost all destroyers and cruisers, so I'm gonna do that. And then you got another torpedo skill to the right of it. 10% hit chance, 20%, 25% reduction torpedo cooldown. I'm gonna do hit chance. You want to do the damage up front. And yeah, just train him. Drain your fuel. Even if you drain it, it's okay. Like, you won't get as much XP, but it'll keep trying to train. Alright, other infantry upgrade. Prepare the inevitable done. Unfortunately, I don't have partial mob yet, because the world tension. I keep forgetting what it's called. Just how fearful people are. Yeah, I might do naval rearmament next. Or actually BSA. I'm going to do BSA just to get the max infantry. The 1938 actually doesn't have a whole lot to research. So you can spend time catching up on like Navy stuff. You might want to do range improvements. Not necessarily to upgrade your planes with fuel tanks, but your research can be applied to Supermarine, which is your like fighter mile. I don't know what happened, but suddenly war support 25, 26, so make sure to get partial mob immediately. It's March 1938. So it's getting close to the point where I'm gonna save it, not because I'm afraid that I'm gonna like lose or anything like that, but yeah, this is the point where you'll have a choice. Do you want to basically let France fall? Like on normal, it's not a particularly big deal to defend France, and it's not a particularly big deal to let it fall and then like come back, just like a normal historical game. So you got to decide, do you want to hold Africa, let France fall, and do like a naval attrition sort of strategy? But I'm doing France, defend France first. Partial mob is up, so I want tons and tons of military factories now. Finish the civilians that are being done. Anything that's 100% infrastructure, dump all the military factories. I'm gonna have to build a few more roads, infrastructure. Got 6 slots here, so I'm gonna do that. Got 3 slots here, 45 steel. How much steel do you have? Way too much. Yeah, don't bother. Just get building slots. There's 6 here, 4 here, 4 here, so Sussex. And just wait. 150 PP. Oh, okay, so assuming you've got partial mob, that's the big one, but you can do war industrialists, so another 10% construction speed to military factories, dockyards, fuel silos is pretty good. And just wait. I probably should start shifting production to fighters. I don't think I have a good fighter, so basic small airframe, do quad machine gun, best engine, supermarine, Mayo, auto upgrade on, spend 15 air XP, and basically, so you see here you can hit the 10x, 5x, or 1. This is just 1 factory. This will be a 5 factory stack, and the 10, and I'm just dumping them all here. So mills that get constructed will go to the top ones first, and then the bottom ones. So it'll fill up infantry equipment. It's 16 out of 20, so it'll go up to 20. First 4 will go to infantry, and then that's like the only thing I need here. I do need fighters. Yeah, once you're starting air, just fighters. Especially defense. Air superiority is good on defense, but obviously if you want CAS, you're just gonna have to get air superiority anyway. Yeah, I always do the Portugal one. It's basically free factory, so might as well. 1938. Got 50 more naval XP, so I'm just going down the line here. Anything that's not ahead of time for Navy, you just want to do if possible. So coming up here, I'm going to save it just because you need to start staging things. I'll go over it basically while it's ticking down. May 38. Yeah, probably got like 3 months left. So depending on what do you want to do as Great Britain, you might want to defend France. If you do that, there's this spot here where they border Italy that supply is really bad. You're going to want to create a supply hub probably right here. Like, you're going to hold the line, and it's pretty easy to do because all this is mountain. I think literally every single one of them except Nice is mountain. Mountain, 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 yeah. And then urban, which is tough to get through anyway. But let's push it up. I'm not going to start. So this would finish at October 4th. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's like 4 or 5 months. And that's because... Oh, that's even only a 40% infrastructure state, so that's pretty good. But you need it completed before, you know, you start putting your dudes on here on the front line. Otherwise, you'll just get attrition. So you're gonna want to start that like right June, or not June, January 1939 probably. So just keep that in mind. Fuel's done. So I'm gonna stop exercising, repair them if necessary. Yeah. Every time you get to 100% infrastructure in a state, you wanna... I don't have it. Oh, okay, it's Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire? Sorry. It's like, English speaks things very phonetically, and then they also have Old English, which doesn't. So it's like, it's a contradiction how British English kind of works. So BSA company needs tons of infantry. I might actually train them. Exercise, yeah. Because if you get them plus 25%, you see here, regulars trained is 0% modifier, regulars 25% modifier. And if everything is 25, you lose less equipment, so it's easier to snowball. And since everything is super cheap, support equipment, infantry equipment, support artillery, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's not like tanks where you're losing things that are super expensive while you're training. So finish BSA company and have jack shit to do. Probably naval rearmament now. Alright. So constantly looking for 100% infrastructure states to dump more mills. (1938). I got the infantry ones for 1938. Got computing machine, which is like the first thing you do with 1938, and I suppose improve radio. You could also do, since you're Great Britain, you automatically get radio. The second one, but you also have a focus tree. I think it's nerfed. Like, it used to be 2 radar technologies, now it's just 1, but yeah, you get a boost for radar, so you might want to wait. I think these are the same cost, assuming it's the right year. So improve radio, it's 1938. It's not ahead of time, so that's fine. Checking what miles. Okay, so you see I dumped so much research into my Navy Mio. It's already at level 6. So you can spend... Oh, this one has a lot. A policy basically is 25 PP and you can boost 25. Weather penalty minus 50 is pretty good. Light battery chance, max range, deck size for carrier, that's okay. Reliability is probably still the best thing. Yeah, mechanical genius, reliability. Breakdown less, have to repair less. So, a lot of people apparently don't like Field Hospital. I said before, it doesn't get good until 42, because it's like 10%, 10%, 10%. So at 42, it's like it prevents 30% of your deaths and 30% of your XP loss. And then even more if you do helicopters. It also improves your Mio for automotive. It's not a particularly great. I might do mid tanks, medium tanks, just as a backup. Alright, infantry Mayo. Probably focus on damage. Yeah, soft attack 5%, breakthrough 3%, or hard attack 10%, piercing 25%. It seems like that's better, hard attack piercing, but it's infantry equipment, so it's going to be near zero anyway, so it's not that great of a bonus. Probably soft attack, since the vast majority of the troops are just unarmored infantry. Alright, July 38, and I have no idea what I want. So you probably will dump all your army XP into doctrines, in your land doctrines eventually, not right now, because once you get enough PP, you want to do like Grand Battle Expert, because it reduces the doctrine costs. But also, you probably want, like, for some reason, Great Britain doesn't have any special forces. You get a boost for Marines, so you probably don't want to do that. Paratroopers have been nerfed consistently, so Mountaineers are still good. You're gonna need that. You don't really, actually, but you might want it. 38. This is literally the last naval upgrade for a while. I got the XP, so might as well. Weather penalty, I like this one. Minus 10% weather penalty. I think this is another special Great Britain only one. Yeah, it's like the yellow golden wreath. Means it's special. Gotta apply that to your cruisers or whatever manually. I mean, you don't have to, but I do, to waste slightly less naval XP. And since I'm doing a focus for more dockyards, I'm going to do a third line, because it'll be at 22 naval dockyards after. So yeah, 3 lines. Got 900 convoys, but you might actually need to start building a few. Just like if you want to, just do like 1 to 5 or something like that. Very few convoys, just like a trickle, but I don't think it's even worthwhile right now. Starting the fighter production line, 2 out of 150. Like, I'm just dumping them all into that because I don't need much of anything other than that and infantry equipment. So yeah, keep checking your states. I actually do need a few civs. When you go to war as Great Britain, you will need a crazy amount of fuel. Like, you just do not have enough fuel, and you just have to spend way too much on fuel. I mean, luckily you have America, which is on free trade and has crazy amount of oil, but it still hampers your economy pretty bad. So yeah, naval rearmament's done. I might actually do this. This is a 35-day new focus tree, or focus, that gives you an experimental air facility if you don't have one in the greater London area. So it's decent, it's not great, but also you don't have much of anything else in terms of fixing your military. If you want to start your intelligence agency, you can do this. You can build it individually, but this gives you 5 stability and an operative slot. I think that might be the best. Alternately, you could do issue gas mass. You don't really need the war support right now. I'm getting close to less than 25, which I need for partial MOB. But, you know, things are about to happen. Anschluss, and then Czechoslovakia, Munich Pact, so your world tension is going up, and then your war support will be going up. So I think, yeah, I will get the intel agency. Then I can get one of these guys, Elusive Gentleman. It reduces agency upgrade time, which effectively means less factories. This is a Munich Pact. Oh, Angelus already happened, so Munich Pact next. You got 7 days till full fuel, so make sure to get your free naval XP. Yeah, what the hell do I get? Yeah, I might as well get the radio. It's fine. Alright, I said September 38 I would save it. I'm saving it because I'm gonna just use that save to do the other way. I'm doing France, defend France first just to show it, but it's kind of the most boring way to play, honestly. But I'll start... I'm gonna defend Africa and also defend France. But I don't care about the supply in Africa. Like, if Italy wants to do that, that's fine. So, it's supply hub. If you're defending France, you probably want to do this supply hub. Probably push this to the top. It says it'll be done in January 1939. I don't even need to start that right now. Actually, I'll push that down a little bit. Alright, that feels fine. Alright, I think I am going to upgrade my intel agency a little bit. The highest priority stuff is either cryptology. If you want localized training centers, that's fine. The UK gets a bunch of dual citizen people, so that's okay. Army, Navy, Air Force, so depending on if you're a naval power, you might not care about Navy department, but those are probably the most effective upgrades. Let's check my experimental facilities. So I got 2 Navy points, which means I can do underway replenishment or prox fuse if I had improved radio. How long improved radio? I might want to do prox fuse. I'll just wait. Improved radio is done in 47 days, so I'll just wait. Yeah, I think I will... What miles does this do? No. I want to focus on Supermarines. I guess I get Field Hospital just in case. If you have like a few really offensive units, like if you do just a few tanks and you're just grinding them on offense all the time, you might want hospitals. Okay, so if I go air rearmament, fighter command gives you a fighter bonus, but it'll be ahead of time until 1940. But aircraft production group gives you a production cost boost, so that's really important because you need air superiority. It's not a really big deal, but make sure your army or experience in general doesn't get to 500 because that's the cap. So if it's getting like 400, use it on something. So you see these, you got one German, British national, you got another German, British, Yugoslavian national. When it's closer to war, you want to put them in Germany. Then Germany will have a harder time attacking you. Don't want to invest in Turkey, sorry. It's not necessary. Typically, for some reason, Turkey will join the Allies. Is that even historical? Maybe it is, but it's like Brazil technically joined the Allies, but didn't do a huge amount. I think they had like a air wing, and that was about it. But it's mostly just like they're helping out convoy protection duties in the Atlantic, sort of thing. Yeah, since I got a little bit of time before 39, focus on some tank stuff. You can hit details and it'll go straight to where that research was done. Sure. $38. Yeah, I don't even know. This is ahead of time, a year ahead of time. Yeah, everything's ahead of time. I might have to start doing it. Yeah, I'll just start doing construction a little bit ahead of time. It's 1 month ahead of time, so big deal, but I typically don't like... When you're playing it on, like, Elite, yeah, you're not going to get ahead of time in research very often. Alright, the beginning in 1939, I should start building that supply hub. If you equip them, if you get your spies, they're just going to be on counter intel, just at your home base. I think they get a little bit of XP, so you might want to just sit them there, like automatically sit them there and get a little bit of XP. Nothing right now, but I think they do get a little bit of tick. Alright, armament, fighter command. So for fighters, speed, agility, like that's basically everything, speed or agility. Going for speed. This is the infantry, Mayo, Enfield. Y'all get the heart attack, it's fine. You gotta remember to reapply your production lines. This fighter can do a better cruiser, so gotta do that. Three more cruiser lines, so the dockyards automatically apply. And starting 1939 stuff, which is another line of industry. Alright, am I starting the hub yet? Yeah, okay. Hub will be done May 24. Okay, good. Alright, concentrated 3. That'll be... Actually, I might want to do the oil. You see at the industry... Where's the industry thoughts? You see on 1939, at the very end you got fuel refining, which is 20% increase per oil and then 10% from refiners. I have no refineries, but I'm pretty sure that gives you more fuel per oil even when you're trading it, so you're definitely going to need that as Britain. fuel's getting to cap. Gotta keep looking at that. So if your industry is done, I have fuel refining 3 that I might want to do, but I'm gonna do Sten Mark II first, because infantry weapons will be your biggest upgrade. Second biggest might be Engineer Company 2 or Artillery 2. I'm gonna do Artillery 2 just to get it up and running. This is a medium tank Mayo, which I'm not building any medium tanks right now, but yeah, just apply the skill. Don't spend the army XP. Let's see, no 100% infrastructure states. Alright, use up fuel. Aircraft production group for more fighters. You can check how many fighters you got. You got 72 extra. I'm gonna put them out there. Merge air wings, little arrow going up. Shift pilot exercises. You see they get to regular, the first upgrade basically, and then they stop. I got enough Navy XP, I probably want to spend it on stuff. So you got these Spirit of Naval Command, Spirit of Navy, Spirit of Naval Command. This is basically just passive buffs that you can spend XP on. I like visibility, nighttime attack, nighttime spotting. So on this one, you could do naval reform really early. It just increased your naval XP gain, so it's kind of late for me now, and it's not a huge deal. I'm going to do refit yards because it increases repair speed. You got a lot of ships, and they're going to be repaired constantly. This one, yeah, if you're on Navy, it doesn't really matter. Do Grand Fleet, I guess, just for the extra XP gain. This one is just kind of just whatever you feel like sort of thing, so I don't feel... There's a lot of things that are not min-maxy at all. And you can just do whatever the hell you want. May 24th, 1939. The hub will be done, and then I can start staging my front lines. Alright, so there are some places in Great Britain that you want to pay attention to. You see 84 aluminum in British Guiana. Yeah, that's a pretty huge state. This is pretty good. You need oil, and this is like the only chunk of oil you got as Great Britain. That is one I would do. While I'm there, I'm going to do it. Which one is this? Trinidad. And then Ceylon, modern day Sri Lanka, is a tons of rubber. So you don't have to trade British Malaya for it. I mean, it's not a huge deal. You can get 80 with one factory with puppets. 80 rubber if you wanted to, with just one factory, so that's good, but it increases the autonomy. It doesn't really matter that much. It's like everything is going to become a dominion or independent state just by helping with World War II. Got tons of PP. I might want to do Grand Plan, Bernard Montgomery, -15, Battle Doctrine cost. Use my Army XP. Turtling France, so static warfare, entrenchment speed, max entrenchment, so it's just basically plus defense. Spirit of the Army, I like Professional Army Corps for division experience gain. And then this one, probably theater training, because terrain benefits are pretty good. If you're offensive, you might want to do bold attack so your generals get more plus attack. but that should be fine. And then spend the rest on doctrines, and I only got 55 army XP now. And do the same with Air Force. So this one, this Spirit Air Crew Surveys decreases accidents chance and doctrine costs, which is pretty good. And then centralized control, fighter detection, air mission efficiency. If you're going to be focusing on air superiority, that's a great one. Air superiority doctrine, oddly enough, I'm pretty sure strategic destruction is still the best. You get a ton of air superiority stuff. And then ground support, and then I got nothing else. I'm saving naval XP because you need it for some things for research. Alright, so, you know, anytime you want to, Portugal once gives you a, so, before, I don't know when they added this, but before, you had to do guarantee Poland manually. And it's like, oh shit, it's 1939 and you forgot to do it, and then Germany will declare war on Poland, and then they'll fall and capitulate, and then it's like, oh, well, now they're capitulated and Germany just annexes them straight up. So yeah, definitely guarantee. May 24, that'll be done, and then I can start staging. I already saved it so I can do an alternate run when I let France fall. 1939, industry is done. I might want to do fuel refining, but got infantry, got artillery going. I'm gonna do engineer company. Alright, let me look at my production lines. It might be time to work on carrier planes, just a trickle, like 1 or 2. I'm gonna start switching up destroyers and cruisers, a little bit of each. So getting destroyers upgraded, cruisers. Artillery 2, production line. Like, I got tons of stuff. I actually need to... Oh, yep. See here? This is why. Because I'm literally using all the Raj's manpower. Like, they have no more manpower. So you gotta cancel almost all of these. Probably 2 will be left. And you just set this to 1 because otherwise they'll never get reinforcements. Yeah, I'll just do that. So I can use my own manpower, which I probably should, or you can be a dick and... What's Burma got? What's Burma's infantry? That's pretty close to what I want. I can just add a bunch of extra infantry. Burma inf. Burma bimp. Alright. 69, nice. Available XP, yeah, so I'll just make them all... Actually, I probably should... I said I wanted to make them... So you see combat width? It's at 18. I just want bodies on there, so I haven't dealt with that. But I probably should up them to like 25-ish combat width by just adding infantry. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, what? That wasn't Burma's. What? I used... No. Huh? I swear, no. I clicked this one. I viewed it and I copied. What? What the hell? You saw me do that. Yeah, I dumped a bunch of XP on that unnecessarily? What? I actually don't know what happened there. Was that a bug or something? I'm just gonna load the autosave because that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, engineer company. Alright, I'm gonna modify my templates that are already out in the field. 20 combat width for now. India. Yeah, add 1 to make it 20. So 25 is like the generalist, because if you look at areas, hills have a combat width cap of 70. I think mountains are 50. Yeah, combat width cap of 50. So 225s can go in there. Technically only 225s can go on a hill because it's 70. What is forest? Combat width 60. So yeah, 25 is good. It's not a huge deal, honestly. It's not something you want to worry about too much. But yeah, mountains being 50, you might want to do 25, especially if you're pushing in mountainous areas constantly. Alright. I got all the things. Okay, fuel refining 2. And it's like the highest priority stuff for 1939. At this point, you're almost at war. You might want to do issue gas mask just to prepare for Military Training Act, which removes war to end all wars, which messes your recruitable manpower by minus 30%. So yeah, you probably want to get that removed ASAP once you're at war. Alright, so got tons of equipment and I need to dump. Yeah, I still need to do the Burma division, don't I? Alright. Let's try this again. Copy. Edit. Did I hit view instead of copy and it just didn't do it? Yeah. Alright. 20? Yeah, okay. 20 combat width. Exact same thing. 1 engineer, 1 support artillery. Done. Train. Putting low priority. You can see the red, yellow, green. It's a priority, so I set everything I train, basically. Unless you need something on the field immediately. Yeah. So this is in Burma. Put in the Rangoon just to get it on the port so it can go out wherever immediately. Alright, is my supply hub almost done? Yes. Anytime you get... I have 2 states with 100% infrastructure, so I should have dumped that. Actually, I'm going to do 3 and 3 military civs. Push the infrastructure down the bottom. May 23, I'll start moving things in because the supply hub will be done. 39. So if you got everything for your army done, you might want to do anti-air. Anti-air helps Navy stuff too, like airplanes are one of the most damaging, dangerous things. Alternately, you could do cannons. Cannons for fighters. If you don't have cannons for fighters, you probably want that. Survivability studies improves your defense for planes, but you need more steel for armor plates or rubber for sealant. I'm going to stop exercising so I get a little bit more fuel going. You're gonna have to pay tons of money, tons of civilian factories for fuel anyway, but it's useful to have some in reserve. 1939, like I said, you need the anti-air, so I might want to apply another support company. If it's, it'd probably be maintenance company first. Let's see what happens if I put it on India infantry. Yeah, 91 deficit, so I'll wait to do it on the other ones. Italy joins Axis. Supply hub is done. So at this point, I got to put everything on front lines. So I got to go to the Commonwealth, request all the units, literally all the units. Canada, South Africa. You got a few extra puppets over here. Sultanate of Muscat and Oman. Got 5 divisions there. Of course, British Raj has the vast majority. British Burma. British Malaya. Australia, and last but not least, the country that often gets left out of maps. I think on the map it's actually like further south, isn't it? Like I think they shoved it up north just to put New Zealand on the map. Okay, so shift click. These are 68 units from the Commonwealth. I'm going to use these for defense of Africa mostly. So this core will be defense in Africa because Montgomery has supply consumption reduction, logistics wizards. It's really good for Africa. You want defensive guys, but you don't want like the prime guys in Africa. It's not that necessary, so look down here for decent defense, but not max level guys. This is like the second string guys. So you need to defend Suez, you need to defend Alexandria, and you have a natural bottleneck. If you see this little squiggly line, this is basically like a wall. You can't actually cross this. So the front in North Africa is actually very narrow. You see it's basically like 2 or 3 tiles wide. And then it bottlenecks here. And since there's only one spot here, there's only one way to attack, so you can't actually get flanked here. Of course, you can't flank them, but in terms of defense, like purely just defending Suez, you probably want to do something like this, fall back line, and do it 2 or 3. I'm doing 3 just because this is a very important port. And then you send them here, and then click on Montgomery, front line, shift click, and literally everyone else in that core. 51 divisions will go straight to this front line. And you're basically just holding. You're tying troops, Italian troops. Annealing defender because you're basically turtling. S to split, S to split, S to split, S to split. Alright, you got 5-ish. I'm going to use Alan Brooke because he does have defensive doctrine, which is max entrenchment 30%, which is pretty huge. He doesn't have logistics wizards, and since you're in France, like I said, you have the one... hub right here. Now it's all blue, you see? Yeah, it's not necessary to have logistics wizards inside of France. Just use up the command power, get your skills up, any bonuses you can. So I'm getting the top tier defense dudes for this army. Anything that has 4 defense and then highish levels. Max entrapment, that's pretty good. Defense, logistics, that's pretty good. I guess I'll do that. Alright, let's see what my equipment looks like. Gonna just deploy all the airplanes. Shift click exercises. I got tons of equipment. So what you can do, you see how many trucks I have? 2.2 thousand. You click your field marshal. In Africa especially, you need lots of supply. So I'm gonna do motorization priority, do double truck. Well, this is triple, but it's like the second level. And then see what happens. Oh, way too many. Alright, I'm gonna go down one. See how many that... Alright, so I got 90 trucks now. And since I have so much artillery, this is the British division, because it doesn't have a flag of your other puppets or whatever. I am going to put an actual artillery brigade that's not support, so it requires a lot more. And then infantry, and that'll be literally exactly 25 combat width, so that's probably the final form of every single defensive division I have. Supply that. Got 200 artillery, like almost none artillery, so I can... Yeah, I shouldn't even touch my India infantry unless I delete some of their units, because they literally have no manpower, 0 recruitable manpower. They have to get focuses or get into war and start mobilizing for more. So... yeah, I'll start using up my own manpower. Did I already set it to limited conscription? Yeah, okay, it was moved up from voluntarily limited conscription. I'm getting close to 400 naval XP, so I'll probably spend on naval doctrines. Highest priority, anything boosts destroyers, basically. Sub-detection, destroyer. So these two. And then you probably want to go down to hunter-killer groups, which is on the other side, so you need to go down this way. But you need to save some naval XP. Alright, so your guys are on the African front. What I like to do is, for your France defense, maybe 20 defending the mountains here. You probably won't even need that much. Like, Italy can't attack through this. It's exceptionally hard to get through this. It's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountain tiles and then an urban tile at the very bottom. You got Maginot here. You actually can't trust the French to properly garrison the Maginot, so you want a few. I'm doing 10 because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles, so that should be okay. And then you have everyone else. You click your field marshal, you go to fallback line, not front line, fallback line. Click that, hit shift, then go along this. Have them sit here. Make sure any orders you've applied are actually not being used. Like if you had a fallback line here, make sure there's no divisions, or you can just delete it. I don't need it anymore. There's no one in the UK, like there will be no troops because you just don't need it. You'll have such navy dominance that no one can naval invade you normally. Alright, so infantry, I got plenty of equipment. In fact, I probably should start shifting. Need to upgrade that, upgrade that. I'll go down to 15 factories in infantry, and then focus on more fighters. Need to put new ships for my production line. Doing 2 carriers, 1 destroyer. You see this arrow up, it means you can go create a new variant, upgrade with latest traits. You see here it goes 5 XP for -10 weather penalty, +10 reliability. So yeah, that's pretty good upgrade. Set these old ones to 1, and then they'll just automatically go to the newest one. Need 3 aluminum. Need to use something with a smile. Probably soft attack reliability, sure. Auto apply the XP, gotta redo the equipment. I guess I'll buy it for France. If France is surviving and you want to give France more factories. Think reply to maintenance companies, the only bonus I need now. Or the Swiss, you can get like a bonus from the Swiss. This is the military one, which increases production cap, efficiency growth, lack of resource penalty, or this one, which basically lets you generically construct faster. And right now, that's probably the best one. I'm still ramping up, honestly. So what do I want? I don't have that many naval doctrines, so I might want to spend Britannia Rules the Waves, which is 3 boosts for naval doctrine, which is pretty good. Are they going to declare war yet? I got 27 days until I got full fuel. I might want to actually spend... Yeah, I'll dump a little bit on naval XP. Anytime you get more units, you want to put them on the front line. Alright, we're finally getting there. Finally close to the start of the war. Mayo, air defense, air smack speed. Which one do you think is better? This one is a special Great Britain one. You see the wreath. This one's sub detection, that's worthless. I mean, it's not worthless, but yeah. Air attack, sure. And you gotta go production. Hit to the new one. Yeah. Just put all the bodies. This is like a meat wall. It's literally your strategy is just a meat wall. So you can go down this way. I need to do a couple to get 10% HP. That's a huge upgrade. I'm going this way because it's max speed and minus fuel usage, and you'll see in a second that you need tons of fuel. So I gotta go in here, manually upgrade the cruiser to apply the Mayo, manually upgrade the destroyer, apply the Mayo. I'm doing that to save Nave XP. You can do it automatically when you get the skill up, but it applies it to everything, which I don't want to do. This one's not even... These two are not even constructing yet, so... Let's change them. Cruiser. Destroyer. And I'll just apply one, so... These three will be infinite in the case that, I don't get upgrades for a long ass time. Let's see. Probably need... How many trucks do I have? 1.8 thousand each. How many trains do I have? Lots of crappy ones. That should be fine. That should be balanced. So you see here, it's yellow, which means you're basically trading for nothing. I can cancel it, get one civ back, and it won't affect anything. So cannons are really good for fighters. I like having max qualitative advantages for fighters. So I'm doing double cannons, so effectively quad cannons. Put those up. Now I need aluminum again. And then 1939, excavation 3 might be the only thing I need. I could work on planes ahead of time. Nah. Maybe no, I don't want logistics company right now. Actually, yeah, I'll work on logistics company just in case. You'll eventually have enough men here that you need logistic company because, yeah. Or you can build. You can, fortunately now you can build infrastructure in your allies. Or supply hubs. Nah, that's fine. They should be declaring war any time now, right? Alright, artillery upgrade. Hard attack breakthrough is not particularly good for defense. So either production gain 5% or soft attack 2% minus production cost, or plus production cost, which means it's more expensive to produce them. I'll do the soft attack boost. I probably need to produce just one more, okay. 36,000 infantry, I'll reduce it one. Need tons more aluminum. I probably should have worked on British Guiana earlier. So if you're really min-maxy about your factories, you'd probably do something like this, which is you just do one at a time. So when the top one finishes, it would go straight to the bottom one, and the factories would get online faster. Alright, 1939. Do I have any airplane? Yeah, I can do survivability studies. I'm not going to apply any of the modules, but you get the bonus for the Mayo, so I'm going to do that. Oh, declare war. Here we go. Almost September 1st. Yeah, accept. Invite to faction. Sorry, buddies, but you're just gonna get annihilated. Alright, so you're at war now. Make sure to call all your puppets, all the Commonwealth. There you go. You are at war now. Because Italy's not in the war, you don't really need to defend these naval areas, whatever they're called. Regions? Sure. But just to see how fast your fuel gets drained, I'm gonna do like 4 70 ship fleets and then do convoy escort basically all along the Mediterranean. Like, this is basically all you have to cover right now. You see the bottom left, you have access. So I'm doing yellow on this just so all my trade route goes through here where I'm protecting. And I just don't have to deal with this right now. Actually, I could do it on this one too. When Norway gets invaded, I want to do convoy raiding in these two just to bleed Germany's convoys and manpower. So here we go. I'm just gonna keep all my planes here. Just keep training them, keep deploying them, keep training them. So everything's going out to sea. 111 days until I'm out of fuel. Bingo fuel. Excavation 3. Got 300 PP. You probably want to go total mob. Total mobilization is the max, but keep in mind it's minus 3% recruitable population. And then you have to go into this decisions available tab. Women in the workforce. It'll reduce your stability, but yeah, you're Britain, you got pretty high stability. And it'll give you 3% recruitable population. So, yeah. Now I got jack shit for PP. Interception, you can use it, it's okay, but I usually skip this one. You want to get all the air superiority stuff ASAP. Naval Doctrine, sure. Oh, Britannia rules the waves. I probably should have waited. It's alright though. So, I got 3 spies. I stopped building stuff in the agency. That's fine though, it's not a big deal. Air Force Department. So I'll have the 3 major combat ones. And then build intel networks in Germany so that their offense will be a little bit weaker once they get to me. Your fuel's running out super quick. So US, you suppose you can get it from Soviet Union, but why? US is going to join you eventually anyway. I don't need that much, I guess. $14 more Burmese divisions. I think I'll just... Yeah, I don't know what to do with them. Dump them on this front line? Sure. Like, this is the most dangerous part. Like, this is the vast majority of the place where you want most of your troops if you're trying to defend France. I only got 10 divisions here, 20 here, but I got... I can't even read that. Probably like 70, 80 on this front right here. If I have enough, I might be able to save some of the Benelux. Tons of people want to give me Lend-Lease or whatever. Shadow Scheme, 4 extra factories, which I don't really need. Artillery support equipment. Alright. I'll boost them up a little bit. One aluminum. I hate trading for 1 aluminum because you get 8 aluminum for 1 factory, but whatever. Running close on manpower, or running down on manpower. I can increase my mob but I don't have to do that yet because Poland just capitulated. Alright. Because I'm ready to do Military Training Act, removes war to end all wars. Still need more aluminum. Alright, Britannia rules the waves. I can get 2 doctrines. Yeah, hunter-killer groups. Get max anti-sub. So, no Poland. Go through, or around Maginot is about to occur. $100 PP infantry expert is one of the biggest upgrades. You can get 10% attack, 15% defense for infantry, just in general. It's pretty huge. Alright, just going 5 speed until something else happens. Might need a tiny bit more oil. How many am I trading for oil? 128. What is that? 15-ish? 15-ish civs on oil alone. 2 extra Poland divisions. Just put them on the front line, man. Got nothing else to do with them. Because I'm using... I could put this army group on Montgomery, but just to make it cleaner, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to promote someone to Field Marshal. Slim? Bill Slim? Yeah, okay, Bill. And more turtling. Need more aluminum. Get them all for France, just to help them build up. I'm checking how many Italian divisions on here. Italy, honestly, just sucks. I don't like playing Italy. That's just how it is. I need to extend one of these because I can't read it. Alright, I think it's this one? Okay. Yeah, it's difficult when you put orders on top of each other. I'm actually going to build land fort here. It's probably not necessary on normal, but if you're being super turtley and just don't want to worry about Africa, yeah, just use this bottleneck. Do some land forts, 4 land forts, it's fine. Like, since you can't actually flank this spot, this tile right here, you need to either have crazy amount of tanks or crazy amount of cast damage to get through. This is a fighter upgrade. Reliability, agility, that's pretty good. Remember to upgrade the production line. Checking this. Alright. Yeah, I'm good. Soviet Union declares war on Finland, the Winter War starts. In certain situations, you might actually want to lend-lease the Soviet Union right now just to get them boosted up with, like, infantry equipment or something. Maybe as the US. Probably not as the UK, since you're going to war immediately and you're probably going to need it. Need all that equipment. Alright, I'll finish all these civilians, but put some mills up. Push the infrastructure down, survivability studies, not even going to apply those. 1939, still need extra oil. I might go ahead on fighters. Like I've said, I don't like doing things ahead of time. I'm gonna have to do this anyway to get the better anti-tank gun for my CAS, so I'll do that. Actually, I am going to start carrier planes. Double cannon, engines, Super Marine Mayo, 15 XP, so I got enough to do the naval bomber as well. Basic carrier, gotta do naval bombers, doing engines. For CAS and naval bombers, you can do this. Turret helps. There's a module, which one? Dive brakes for CAS. It's not particularly useful for torpedoes because torpedo bombers don't do that. They don't dive bomb. So I'm just doing a Super Marine, even though it's a naval bomber, I'm doing Super Marine for fighters just to get my fighters as good as possible because it's the highest priority. And they'll just be one each, and it'll slowly fill up. Let's see how many. Need 38 carrier fighters and 52 naval bombers, so I probably should do more, but it's a very low priority. I don't think Germany and Italy combined could actually threaten me navally. So you can do elections as usual, -5 stability. You might as well just do this. I think this is nerfed for political. Oh, you get boosted stability? I don't think it was like that before. Anyway, that's fine. You are at war now, but it takes a while for Germany to get the focuses to go around Maginot. I think they invade Denmark, Norway first, too. So I'm just checking Commonwealth. You got a few stragglers over here. Five Anzacs. Just chilling. Trying to avoid another Gallipoli. I know how it is. A couple of South African divisions, so 7 extra. I think I might actually... Let's see what the front looks like. There's gaps and stuff. Yeah, if I was doing a focus Africa sort of strategy, I would put supply hubs, probably one here. You do one like right here, and then once they're done you have to do some railroads, but I'm not going to do that. I don't care. It'll be a while if I push at all. I might not. Alternately, supply hubs are really expensive. 20,000 construction costs. The first naval level, like you could apply this and it'd get supply here. I don't think it would actually get it all the way up here, but yeah, you can do that. On North Africa, you can like put one here. If you get over here, you can put one here and like slowly push, because North Africa is a nightmare for supply. Alright. Yeah, so I'll put all the Anzac dudes in France. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what to research now. I guess I'll... See, honestly, I think it's a bad habit to upgrade things, to research things ahead of time most of the time. On normal and being Great Britain, it's probably okay. And 1940 airframe for fighters is a huge upgrade, so I don't feel too bad about that. I got 213,000 men in garrison, so military police, when I have actually XP, army XP to spend for military police for garrison division template is pretty good. Yeah, I should be getting a few 100,000 then. Are they at war with Norway yet? No. Alright, so what now? 1939 still. I might want the air. Not really, I don't care about it that much. I have radar as Great Britain, so it's like you don't really need the air facility. I might do cryptology bomb, air defense, radar. Radar's pretty useful. I guess I'll do cryptology. I'll start working on cryptology, actually. Cryptology is good offensively and defensively. Got 100 PP that I can use to finish. Shoot. I might actually do reliability 10% for infantry equipment. Get that policy going. That's the only one I can do. Alright. So I got fuel refining 3, and that's 20%, literally just 20% extra fuel. So now I can trade for slightly less. Also, I don't need that much aluminum. But you'll build enough ships and planes that you'll have to get more fuel anyway. Slightly ahead of time on engines 3 for planes. 100 HP, 100 PP for, I'm gonna do air superiority expert. The faster you get dominant air superiority, the faster you can focus on CAS. And you can use CAS defensively and offensively. CAS and infantry are still crazy. I kept getting one division at a time from just random puppets. Probably British Malay only, but okay, cryptology department's done. Germany is the only target, the priority target. Finishing cryptology. Alright. We're on Denmark. We're on Norway coming up. Norway? Okay. So I'm going to split my navy a little bit. So 35 in a fleet right here. I'm going to put in a new admiral. Because... Torpedo, sure. Sure. Triple torpedo skill. Because I'm going to use this guy to do convoy raiding. Oop. Convoy raiding. And I might actually need another fleet, but we'll see in a second. So I'm going to split them smaller. So I got 7 35 ship fleets here, and then 1 35 ship fleet here. I got a few ships in dock, just fresh out of dockyard, so I'll combine them with this solo one that's just for convoy raiding. Merge them up. Alright, now we'll see if I actually need more fleets to protect Norway with convoy raiding here. Like the naval... Yeah, the navy is not actually up there, so they're gonna land, but they'll probably be stuck up there in a second. Burma. I think I'll set to just one more, actually just set these to one more too, so once these finish, that'll be it. Not enough manpower. Burma just doesn't have enough manpower. I've drained Burma's manpower now. So, yeah, just put the meat wall. Have a crazy large meat wall. Need a little bit more aluminum. You could, like, I'm not defending France yet. What you could do is send a bunch of CAS. CAS logistic strikes. If you put CAS and do close air support and logistic strike missions, I'm pretty sure they will always prioritize close air support. More ground crews spend some command power and makes it 10% more mission efficiency. So it basically just boosts them. Gonna put 500 fighters, air superiority. So that should be it. And we'll see what sort of damage they do. Okay, now I got my fleets here. I might not... They probably won't have a naval invasion all the way up to the north, so I'm going to actually focus on this zone right here. You see already something... basically their fleet. Their fleet's done already. That's the problem with Great Britain, is that you have the opportunity to train, and then you have the opportunity to basically ball up the entire world's, like your entire fleet into a ball, and then focus it on Germany or Italy at once. Alright, Burma, I guess I'll just put them there. Alright, so Excavation 3 can't untrade. So 1940, highest priority is probably still research speed. So improved computing machine. Great Britain gets a, like most countries, most major countries get a nuke boost. But this one is only after you're in the faction with the United States. And nuclear research gives you a research speed bonus, but it's like one of the most, if not the most expensive research in the game. So I'll probably just wait for the boost. I don't like actually nuking things. So yeah, 1940, improved computing machine, high priority. If you want air superiority, improved small airframe, engines 3, high priority. And then just whatever infantry thing. Like I said, in 1940 the defense infantry research is cheaper than the offense, so you probably wanted the defense ASAP in this situation. I'm stopping just to see what sort of convoys for. There's probably men on it, but it doesn't actually tell me. They took Oslo, god damn it. Really? They already took Oslo? Yes. So if I want my planes to actually do something, I might want to build airports here, but no, I don't care that much actually. Keep 200 fighters here, so I'm literally gonna just move everything else. $200 fighters back, and then these 2 fighters will just sit here for a while. Don't care about Tangiers, sorry. I don't care about Norway that much, but I'm trying to make it as expensive as possible for Germany. Because supply has to get through this region, this naval region. Okay, Luxembourg. Okay, they're going through Maginot right now, so I'll just ignore Norway. I don't care that much, honestly. Sorry, Norway. I got 3 airlines, air production, yeah, because of the carriers. So you see, they're producing stuff. This one's almost done, so it's gonna warn me, do you actually want to cancel? You see here, Shark. Yeah, see, do you want to switch? It'll lose 11 days of production. I guess I'll wait on that. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, this is 2 days. Alright. What is Shark? Yeah, okay, here we go. Checking tons of equipment. Actually, I probably should shift to cast now. So I need to build, construct cast weapons, do an anti-tank cannon, which gives you tons of ground attack. It's actually a lot of weight, so you need 2 engines, and then just doing Supermarine to max out my potential fighter qualitative advantages. Alright, put that up. Let's see. Could use slightly less infantry equipment, slightly less support equipment. Yeah. Not too much. I mean, I'm producing very little infantry equipment, so cast it up, cast. But I gotta make sure I got tons of fighters. But once they start invading France, and I have definite air superiority, I'll keep shifting to cast. So Netherlands first, like I can't get there, so Netherlands gonna fall. Chamberlain finally leaves. They're trying to get through the Maginot. This is why I garrison the Maginot, even though there's plenty of French there. Belgium. So here's at the point where you want to decide, do you actually want to defend? Because you'll lose your entrenchment bonus if you move everything. But if you hold the Benelux, Luxembourg's already fell, but you know, you might be able to hold most of Belgium, some of the Netherlands, and it'll probably help. I don't think it's like a risk, but on normal you probably can. It probably is not going to affect anything. So if let's see if I can do it. So this one will be a core frontline, hold shift. That'll be 86 from this core. Then you got the 10 here, 21 here. Then you got this core, front line, do the same thing. And now I am going to put all the planes, every single plane, air superiority, close air support, logistic strike. It'll prioritize close air support, logistic strike first. Put them all on the Benelux, more ground crews, bam. Make sure your spies are up, so that'll help significantly defend. This guy's repairing, okay. When you have, I believe it's 85? Yeah, because I got an advisor that reduces Montgomery, reduces doctrines by 15%. So 1 more XP, you want to get that doctrine. Anything that improves defense, probably go for radar. I can't do Tizard's mission, which gives me some boosts until I get through radar. If France falls, you definitely want air defense because it puts a bunch of anti-air in England. And then you can just do the blitz and you can attrit Germany's air force pretty easily that way. So I got 85 XP, Mexican oil nationalized. Like, you're not going to go to war with Mexico, so just lose the 25 PP and don't matter too much. So this is a pretty big one. All infantry, motorized, mechanized, plus 10% defense, plus 10 org. So yeah, get that ASAP. Training 10 British divisions. I might want to... Nah. I got 500 fighters in reserve. Do I have air superiority here? Like, they have 1,500, but they suck. Like, you see the ratio, ours lost 3, theirs lost 18. That's 6-1. It'll probably get worse. So that'll be fresh. That'll be green air wings. I don't care. Just deploy them, get them out there. Yeah, 37 to 113. That's like a 4-to-1 ratio. And at this point, trade a little bit oil. Like, all my air wings are up, so trade a little bit of oil. And probably just dump factories. Anything that has 100% infrastructure, yeah. Push those military factories up. Now, yeah, just whatever else. You got the 3 high priority resource states, which is British Guiana, Ceylon, which is Sri Lanka, Trinidad. If you run out of slots, there are places like this, whatever it's called, Bechunoland, sorry. Anyway, it has a ton of chromium, but you don't need chromium until late game anyway for main battle tanks or carriers or stuff like that. It's usually just late game stuff. Okay, airframe 3 is done. Because I clicked the auto upgrade, you can just pick the improved one. This is carrier frame, improved carrier frame there. Naval bomber, improved naval bomber there. Basic cast, improved cast there. Improved small airframe, which you have to remember is the fighter. It just says improved small airframe. It's annoying, but yeah, that's the fighter. 1940. Finish up the infantry equipment for 1940. Yeah, it's all green. Operative. If they're all just the same level 1 and same nationality, probably just pick counter intel. That's not bad. Escape artist. I'll probably have to rescue pretty soon, so yeah, just max out your intel network. Which effects for me, invasion defense plus 77%, planning speed plus 38%. Effects for German Reich, max planning factor, so their attack bonus while planning is less, and then entrenchment minus 3.8. So if I ever go on the offensive, their entrenchment will be lower. Is Italy at war with me yet? No. But yeah, all green. Benelux, all green. I literally don't need to deploy anything else. But here we are. Alright, they are doing a pretty good job against my fighters. Like, they're losing over 2-1, but still. They're producing enough fighters that they can actually compete. I'm not producing any new units, so I actually can reduce significantly, like, everything. How many support? Yeah, just like 4. Got 25,000 infantry equipment. Yeah, I might actually need another line for carrier stuff. I have a couple extra casts. Nah, no way. But yeah, you basically want everything into fighters for air superiority until like this is just the stockpile, right? This is the German stockpile that's up there, and will get drained pretty soon. Luckily, you get tons of aluminum from France. I'm getting 11 civs worth of aluminum from them. And I'm actually building infrastructure on British Guiana, so I'll get more in a bit. But yeah, this is the defend France strategy. Defend France strategy. They're kind of doing Norway, but I'm doing some pretty good convoy raiding. Italy hasn't declared war yet. So you have a choice here. When it has an arrow, you can choose one or the other. Interception efficiency is anti-bomber, so that's kind of dumb. You basically want air superiority. Air superiority is the highest priority for air. Like, get that first, and then everything else will follow. Checking back. Yeah, 208 fighters lost on our side, 435. So it's a 2-to-1, slightly better than 2-to-1. Bombers lost, support lost. Yeah, I still want the cast to be up. Got 100 PP. This is probably the last thing I'll do with the PP. Logistics or regrouping? Probably regrouping. Diffusion recovery rate. I'm pretty sure that's just the rate you increase your organization. Ethiopia requests overlordship for Eritrea. Is that one of ours? Is that part of our territory? This makes sense. Yeah, sure, whatever. Keep a check on your fuel. It's fluctuating, but it's slowly getting reduced. Alright, 1940, got the infantry done. Got artillery upgrade I can do. Gonna get plane engines in a second. Do the Mayo first. Speed agility, it's great for air superiority. I have no thing that can improve my... I guess for CAS I can do this. Actually, I'll do anti-air for Navy first. Need more aluminum. Always need more and more aluminum. But yeah, like, this is gonna be it. Like, I can, I'll capitulate Germany. I don't think it's actually necessary to capitulate Japan. I could literally just dump some of my infantry equipment. Fulmar, Rock, Typhoon, Spitfire. Like, since I'm not actually training, I'll focus actually on air superiority more. Because I switched so many times, my efficiency is really low, so yeah, all I can do is sit, wait. Like, things are good. Things are going well, so it's not like I have to worry. But yeah, you're just holding here. Anytime you have enough XP to get a doctrine, you're basically just doing that. 85 for army. I have another doctrine boost for Navy, so sub-detection for carriers, or whatever. Breakthrough soft attack, sure. Bulgaria has started to rearm. I guess I'll do radar. I don't think... Yeah. So I can do this. This is a pretty good radar position, but I don't think it'll actually... Yeah, I need another radar upgrade to actually get to the Benelux, which will help with air superiority significantly. Like, I'm winning. It's now 5-1. Oh, it's... Yeah, it's already passed. It's already... I'm gonna dominate it. Like, they can't produce enough airplanes to actually stop my air superiority. But I want to fill up more of my fighters. Norway fell. Yeah, my convoy rating didn't help enough, but that's okay. I'll do this. I'll just make it more annoying for Germany to supply this area. Or, actually, I'm gonna put this into the main one, and then do this. So I'm gonna make 4 of them convoy raid and 4 of them convoy expert escort. Jeez, I don't know why it was so difficult for me to say that one. Got air XP. So this one is fighter, heavy fighter plus 10 agility, which is really good. Even though it's strategic devastation, it's like the air superiority doctrine. Yeah, like my ratio is now like 8-1 KDR. So yeah, let's increase the cast production, lower fighter production. What is this one? 48. They're not doing anything. It's a naval bomber. Whatever, I'll just put it back here. Merge air wings. I got a ton of tactical bombers. Like, I don't like tactical bombers. They have better range and they can do strategic bombing really poorly. I don't know why you'd want tactical bombers, except maybe in like very, very large air zones, like China, Siberia. But for the most part, you just want CAS and fighters. They have low range, but they're highly effective. So 1940, get an anti-tank 2 so I can get anti-tank cannon 2 for CAS. Now I have to figure out things to do with my PP, my excess PP. Political power. I have 98 stability, so what I could do, this theoretically gains base stability, but I think it doesn't actually. Holds blood, toils, tears, and sweat speech. If you ever seen The Darkest Hour, was it Gary Oldman playing Churchill? Yeah, it didn't give me any, but it upgrades my war support, so that's good, I guess. I mean, I got nothing to do with my PP anyway. Alternately, okay, so because you're head of the Allies as the UK, you have a bunch of decisions here. Joint training exercises uses command power, and you got tons of it. Like, I should have been using more of it, but you can dump it 25 to get 25 Army XP, 50 Air XP, 50 Navy, and then you can do it for every country that has already capitulated. So when your general gets infantry leader, you can get infantry expert, which is deficient attack, or ambusher. Everything's green, so I'm gonna get attack just for the situation that I will actually need to start attacking. Got air XP, so this is air superiority 15%. That's as close. So there's one at the very end, air superiority 15% boost, and that's about it for this tree. Naval doctrine, sub-detection, yes. I might actually need to start building more civs. But I'm in no threat. Like, there's no way that they're gonna capitulate France at this point. Like, this wall of meat. Like, we're getting slowly XP up. Let's actually look at the casualties. Germany has lost 1.5 million. 400,000 of the Netherlands. That's pretty fucking sad. But 440 to me too. Yeah, like 270,000 to Belgium. Like, just holding Belgium and Netherlands is so crazy. Exile division from Norway. Just put them in the front line. Sure, whatever. Got army XP for one more doctrine. So, assault and infiltration. It's more like just, what do you feel like? Assault theoretically is more offensive. Infiltration has infiltration assault, which reduces supply consumption, which is really good. So, it's fine either way. Like, it's not a huge deal either way. To a convoy rating. It's happening. Okay, finally Italy. Finally Italy. Where are you going to attack? Can you actually attack here? They even have gaps. Like, I probably could, I probably should have done this before, because you get planning bonus just for sitting in here. So this is the attack plan, and you'll see I'll start getting planning bonus over here. You see it's ticking up planning bonus, which is increase your attack bonus. So I might want to attack in Africa. And now we're killing the Italian Navy. It's like 50, 60 destroyers just annihilated in the first few days. If you have some more divisions, you might want to put them in, this is Corsica? Yeah, this one's Sardinia. And you put them here, and Italy will try to do this cross-channel invasion. And they get super crazy debuffs, so it's really bad idea for them. Italy loves to waste their manpower. Like, it's just kind of a thing they do. They have 15 convoys. I don't know what they're sending up here, but they're letting themselves get bled out. In 1940, what do I want now? It's going to be optional stuff. Maybe a field hospital or a recon company for when I start to want to attack. Or I can focus on medium tanks and start building some medium tank divisions for offense. I think I'll be generalist for a bit. So I forgot about the prox views. Yeah, start researching prox views. Naval attack, AA attack plus 25%. Like, it's a pretty good. Some say the real super weapon of World War II was proximity fuse, and that's not a joke. It's it was that important. Artillery up. I'm building up my fighters. Yeah, I probably need a few more civs. What did I get max out? Oh, yeah, British County. It only has one slot, so it kind of sucks. I'm just gonna... Just so my civ factories have something to do in case I just don't pay attention for a long period of time, I'm just gonna dump. Need less aluminum, but also more oil. Alright, that should be good for a while. Yeah, they can't even compete now. 25 losses to 350. What is the ratio? What is that ratio? 1 to 7? Yeah, 7 to 1 KDR. Alright, and this is the Defend France strat. 21 convoys. What is Italy doing up here? Whatever. They'll bleed themselves out up here. Like, Germany has to do this. Like, otherwise, they just are screwed on the Eastern Front. They can't attack USSR. If USSR attacks them, it's a huge problem. Got enough XP for Navy. I guess for sub. I'm not gonna build subs, but they're useful. 7 destroyers destroyed. Yeah, and this is it. You just attrit. You wait until they pull their heads out of their asses and stop attacking, and then you have to figure out a way how to break through. You can also do a offensive plan, do this just for the planning bonus, just get it built up. What's Tizard mission? Get some breakthrough for avionics. I don't have a facility yet, so I might as well just spend the 35 days to build the facility. Through the focus. Like, you'd build it independently, but it's a pretty good focus. Got enough for another air doctrine, fighter escorts. It's not particularly useful, but whatever. Low manpower. I mean, not really. You got 3,000 or 380,000. Like, it's enough, man. It's enough to hold. Switzerland might be getting attacked. Maybe Germany, like, it's really hard to go through Switzerland since it's all just mountains, so it's a bad idea for them to do that, but they might. I think they've adjusted the AI to stop attacking in certain situations. Like, on really hard, I'll play elite and then I'll boost access to the max and play as France. And I'll have to turtle. Like, you build 4 or 5 forts all along here with the Italy, and then you do their focus trees that gives you more forts, and it goes from 4 or 5 to 6 or 10 or 7, because the last forts are more expensive than the first forts. And they won't attack because the forts basically reduce your attack to 0. So they're smart enough to do that, but not smart enough in this situation, I guess, even though they have virtually 0 chance of winning, of getting through. Alright, fighters. So this is a situation where I can start stacking casts. I'm already doing 20. 35. And then whatever remainders on fighters. Periodically check your logistics. Got plenty of everything. Like, yeah, just holding and reliability. Maintenance companies, max reliability. Like, yeah, I'm not losing enough equipment, not losing much manpower. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? You doing okay? I hope so. Air Doctrine. I'm trying to get to the air superiority 15%, even though we're dominating. 25 to 600. What ratio is that now? 6 times 4? 1 to 24? Yeah. It's just because it has a double cannon. So I need to save, I need to rescue one of my spies. And of course the one that has rescue operative costs gets captured. That's fine. So just in case one gets captured again, I'm doing commence with ready, which is just automatically repeat. Just in case another one gets captured, it'll do it again immediately, or as soon as possible at least. So I can upgrade my CAS. I don't think it considers it an automatic upgrade, so I gotta do CAS weapons, anti-tank 2, anti-tank cannon 2. I think I can only have one of those though. Yeah, but I can put additional tank cannon 1. That's it. Typhoon Mark II. Any CAS, just deploy it. Maybe fighters on this, just for the air superiority. Be slight defense. Sure. Alternately, if you don't want to manually place things in a zone, you can put them on a army unit. I want them to be here, like these specific spots, so I'm not going to do that. Am I getting CAS? Yeah, I'm getting CAS damage. You see enemy troops bombs 2.8. How many on these ones? 67.2. It's actually not that much. They're starting to not attack, not burn all their manpower, but it's already too late. Okay, air facility. So this guy has XP gain, special project speed, I don't care about that. Research bonus is generically better. Got 2 air points, so it's too early for jet. I'll probably get enough to do, like, I need 3 points for jet. I can spend 2 points for helicopter, so I'll just do helicopter, that's fine. Tazard mission, sure. What else do I have in 1940? I've been working on tank stuff that might or might not actually use. Got a bonus for radar, I actually do want that. This one upgrade for radar is actually 2 levels. Let me look at it again. See this, you get a research, special research. I can't do it because GB gets it automatically, but you get the avionics facility and you'll have 1 point and you can research radar. And that'll be your first level for radar, and this first radar will be +2. It says state level 2, and this one says state level 4. So once that's done, I can build a bunch of radar levels here and be able to see essentially everything in northern France and the Benelux. Destroyers for base agreement. Yeah, I don't see why you would do that as Great Britain. Like, the idea in historical terms is basically that America takes over some bases, gives Great Britain some crappy destroyers. Like, they were obsolete destroyers, no question about it. But American manpower would help, like, garrison bases in, you know, Bermuda. Like, why do they need men in Bermuda? How many men does it take to garrison Bermuda? Or Newfoundland? I'm pretty sure there was like a huge... Oh, they're pushing here? Because there's no one here. Like, one French unit is just pushing through. I don't care about that, though. Submarines. Italian submarines died there. 2 convoys. They're not Dominion of India. Yeah, Colony Dominion. This requires 200,061 manpower from us. Does it really? No. Frankly, I don't even know what to do. Improved air-launched torpedoes, torpedoes 2, that's not bad. Let's see, any place I can build civs. Yeah, Trinidad has 100% infrastructure. Ceylon has 100% infrastructure now. I think a couple places here. Yeah. Okay, I need more civs. Check my production. Honestly, I don't really need more ships. Actually, I probably should do a few convoys. I'll do like a 5 dockyard production line convoys just to make sure I stay ahead. Alright, so things are stable. Like, look at the 700. What is a 750 to 14 ratio? What sort of ratio is that? If you're losing 700 fighters and they're losing 14 and you're still doing... Like, Goering needs to be fired. Really, of all the people to survive World War II, Goering... He committed suicide in the Nuremberg trials, but still... Like, he probably should have been executed. Literally, Hitler had Rommel executed, man. Like, of all the people, fucking Rommel. And he lets Goring live? Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. I got a bunch of PP. I don't think I have anything I can spend it on right now. So, let's go over political power dumps. For Great Britain, you have things like weapons, exile forces weapons. You might want to do weapons for Polish resistance. They got plenty of infantry equipment, 38,000 right now. So weapons for Polish resistance basically increases resistance. So they'll need to put manpower in. It's at like 43% resistance strength. So if it's high enough, you actually get a revolt. So you might want to do that. Might want to do that for Norway. Just tie up manpower. You have the infantry equipment. It sends the crappiest ones. I need oil, so prospect for resources. These things take 25 PP and then For 60 days, use 3 sieves. Add 6 oil. That's not much, but, you know, Great Britain really is that desperate for oil, so that's alright. And then if you want the command power dump, you periodically look for training exercises, Norwegian, British training exercise, get more XP, use up the Navy XP, use up the Air XP for final air superiority thing. And that's it. Like, look at Germany's equipment. It's hard to see. I'll put my camera right in front of it. So the green bar in these divisions is organization. The yellow orangish bar under it is equipment. So these are like 60-50% equipped. Let's see what the losses are. You've lost 53,000 men. They've lost 2.5 million men. Italy is being slightly smarter, but they haven't fought as long. I could, how'd they break through here? So this is such a low priority, I don't even care. Like, if Italy actually wants to attack here, let them. It's so inefficient for them. Like, there's no resources for them. This is the thing about Africa. They need to do an Africa rework. They literally had a flavor DLC for South America? Like, who gives a shit? I'm sorry. Who gives a shit? They had one for Central Asia, like Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and all fucking things. Next thing you know, they're gonna do like a Nepal, Bhutan. They need to do Japan. Like, look at Japan's focus. Japan's focus is fucking sad. Like, look at that. Let's look at ours. Like, it's not great, but it's certainly better. Soviet Union's. Yeah, that's significantly larger. And then you have things like Spain, which it looks bigger than it is actually, because a lot of these just get turned off. But yeah, it's pretty sad that Japan, UK has a pretty mediocre focus tree. US has a pretty mediocre focus tree now. But yeah, they need to work on that stuff first. So this is hold. I think I'm going to just cut it here because it's not going to be particularly difficult for me to push into Germany and take him out. And then once, like, the USSR isn't even at war. I don't think Germany will actually declare war on the USSR in the summer of 1941 because the Benelux is still here, France is here. So I'll probably just leave it here. Like, it's held. There's no chance that France is going to fall. So it's just a matter of taking out Germany. Next UK game, I'm going to actually just load it and then focus on letting France lose. Like, letting France capitulate, holding Africa, focusing on supply for the Horn, and then taking out Italy. Once you push out Italy here, like, this is the only thing in Africa you have to worry about, and then you just sweep over. If you want, you can let them re-invade North Africa, Italy mostly, and you just eat their manpower over and over and over. But honestly, Germany can do this for a while. They're basically out of manpower, but they're only at extensive conscription, 5%. Italy has tons of manpower still, and they're only at extensive conscription. So it would take a while, but this is an easy win. France has not capitulated. They're building up. Germany doesn't have, the Benelux doesn't have France factories. Like, they're screwed. And then you have basically 1 year until America, at least, is in the war. I don't know if USSR will be in the war, but that's Great Britain. That's how you defend France and the majority of the Benelux as Great Britain. Use up the Raj's manpower, now the Dominion of India. Use up Burma's manpower. Yeah. And you just hold. On higher difficulties, you might want to just hold on France and never lose that entrenchment bonus. And you need to keep watching out for your spy network. One of them's getting free. For Great Britain, I'll keep going until I get 50 PP so I can go become Spy Master. You look at how many slots I have, 4 spy slots. Become Spy Master, you get 3 more because of the amount of countries are in the Allies. And they'll probably blow up. So you'll have like 10 plus spies and you can just send them anywhere. And then you actually might have to figure out, well, what do I do? Orchestrate coup? Is that even useful for Germany? No, they have no democracy. You can do like Warsaw Uprising, maybe. Germany can use government general. Like they'll puppet partially of Poland, and then it'll be more difficult. But yeah, you can use PP for that. You can use your infantry equipment for higher resistance. What is Poland's resistance now? 43. But yeah, that's defend France as UK. Took a lot longer than I expected because this is so much prep work. Like the industrial prep work, even at 5 speed, just takes a long time. But I will do a Great Britain game where I let France fall, and then you will have to work on invading again. You might be able to hold Greece. Holding Greece is pretty easy on normal difficulty because this is another place where it's just this is plains. You got mountains, 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 river here. Like it's really tough to get through Greece. That's why Italy had so much trouble. Definitely won't be able to defend Yugoslavia. They haven't declared on it because I don't think they can. Like they're in so much trouble, they're not going to. Anyway, that's it for today. It's basically one. It's just a point where you have to prepare offensive capabilities. In this build, I'd probably just stack CAS. Just get a shit ton of CAS. Focus it on like northwest Germany and then start pushing through. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll play some other country, some other major first, and then come back to Great Britain eventually. Bye-bye.